What's up guys, Justin here with the CGEssentials.com. So in this week's video, we're going to talk about how to use the add-on Cell Fluids in order to create quick fluid simulations that you can also affect with other objects. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. So you might remember we talked about Cell Fluids last week and how you can use it in order to quickly create lightweight fluid simulations in Blender. You can see how this week it's currently the top add-on in the Blender market, so it's very popular, and I wanted to talk about a feature that I didn't really get into last week, which makes this even more powerful. If you do want to check out Cell Fluids, you can do it at the cgessentials.com/cellfluids. Note that that is an affiliate link, which means I will receive a commission if you do purchase through the link that I've provided. And so basically this is really lightweight, meaning you don't have to wait a long time for things to render or anything like that. It basically simulates this in real time. Now obviously it does this at the cost of some realism, but you can see how you can use it in order to create really interesting scenes inside of Blender. So in this week's video I wanted to talk about how you can use live simulations or live objects to affect the fluid simulation. So the first thing is you do want to make sure that you've installed the Cell Fluids add-on that comes with this add-on when you first purchase it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap the N key on my keyboard, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump over into Cell Fluids right here, and I'm going to start by clicking on New Fluid. That adds your kind of domain in here where the fluid is going to work. I'm going to move Bonnie out of the way, maybe scale her up so that she can see what's going on. But then what I want to do is I want to click on this object and I want to start adding the basic things into this scene. Now remember that this has spaces in here for initial fluid, inflow, outflow, ground, and effector. Well, in this case, we want to start with an inflow. And so notice how that adds a collection over here. This is basically where the fluid is going to come in to your model. So I'm just going to do a Shift A and I'm going to add a cube. We're going to use this as our inflow object. So I'm just going to move this right here, and I'm just going to drag this into my inflow. Well, now, if I click on play, notice how fluid is going to flow in from wherever this object is, right? Notice how this is working kind of live in here, so I can do interesting things with like the splashing and other things like that. And it's simulating the foam in here and the way the fluid works. It's actually a pretty cool feature. But now we want this fluid to have somewhere to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Shift D to duplicate this, and I'm going to move this to kind of the middle, and I'm going to scale it out just like this. And so the reason for that is I want to take the second cube and I want to make it an outflow. So I'm going to go into my fluid collection, click on outflow, and so now what I want to do is I want to take the second cube and drag it into my outflow. Now, if I reset and run this simulation, notice what's going to happen is that fluid, instead of filling this up, is going to flow in over here and out over here, like this, right? So now we've got a fluid simulation where fluid is actually running along here. And so the last thing I want to do before we talk about the effectors is I want to add some ground. So to add some ground, I'm just going to do a Shift A right here in order to create a plane. And I'm going to go ahead and reset this so I can see this a little bit better. But we can just take this and we just want to scale it up a little bit so that it's big enough to kind of fill the bottom of this object. But then I'm just going to tab into edit mode. I'm going to split this once, and I'm going to basically create kind of like a spillway type situation here, right? And what I want is I want the fluid to all kind of flow to the middle like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and move this up a little bit so that I've got a slope in here. So this is very simple, right? It's not very complex or anything like that. Well, I'm gonna take that plane and I want to, within my fluid, add a ground collection. So now if I take that plane, drag it into the ground like this, then I reset this simulation. Now this ground is going to affect where that fluid goes, right? So notice how it's taking this whole thing and it's kind of like channeling it to the inside like this. So now we've got a general fluid simulation in here that's simulating the way the fluid is going to move. Well, now what I want to do is I want to add some objects that can affect this flow live. And so in order to do this, what I can do is I can add what's known as effectors. And so let's say that I was to add a Suzanne. So we're just going to add a monkey in here like this. I'm going to rotate it -90 degrees, and I'm going to scale it up All right, so I want this to be fairly large so that it's really going to affect the fluid in here. And in this case, and this is what we didn't talk about in last week's video, we want to add an effector collection. So when I click on the effector collection, what that's going to do is that's going to add a collection over here that we can drag objects in here that we want to affect our fluid, right? So in this case, I'm going to take that Suzanne and I'm going to drag it into the effector. So now when I do that, notice how it's not really doing a ton at the moment, but it is definitely affecting the way the fluid flows. So if I move this up, notice how it's going to basically hold up the fluid along the edge right here like this. And so one thing that's kind of valuable in here when you do this is you want to, once you've got your effector objects set up, you want to click on your cell domain right here. And you want to click on the option to set up effector modifiers. So when you do that, notice what this is going to do is this is going to add a modifier to this Suzanne that's going to make this act as an effector. Well, what that's going to do is notice how if I move this back and forth like this, it's actually going to affect that water in this scene live like this. And it's actually really cool the way that it does this. It does a really good job of kind of affecting the way that fluid is going to work like this. And so you can use this in order to live move objects around in your scene in order to affect this fluid. And so this is cool because you can use it to set up objects that are going to affect the flow of your water. But there's actually another really cool application that we can use this for using the initial fluid. So let's go ahead and let's create a new scene. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna add a new fluid just like we did before. Right, but in this case, instead of using the inflow object, I want to set an initial object. So what an initial object is going to do is it's basically going to allow you to set an initial volume of fluid. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scale this up a little bit, but then just kind of enough that it fills the bottom of this fluid simulation, right? And so what I want to do is I want to take that cube and I want to drag it into my initial fluid. Well, when I do that, this is basically going to create a volume of fluid that's in here that kind of matches the size of the object that you have in here. And so if I hide this object, right, the cube, notice how I basically just get this like standing water sitting in my scene, right? And if I want to adjust how much water is in here, I can just take this cube, I can move it down like this. So if you just want there to be a little water, you can do that, but then you can just hide this object. So now what I've got in here is I've got an initial volume of water, right? And so if I play this simulation, notice how all this is going to do is just kind of sit here. Well, what I want to do is I want to add an effector in here. So we're going to add the effector group right here, and then I'm going to do a Shift A and I'm going to add a cube, and I'm just going to move it over like this. And again, we'll just kind of scale this. We'll just scale it up like this. Well, now what I want to do is if I run my simulation right now, notice how this isn't actually going to do much, right? It's not actually doing anything in the scene. What you need to do is you need to make sure that you add those effector modifiers in here. So what that's going to do is that's going to apply that modifier to anything that's in this folder, right? You can see that, or this collection, you can see that by looking at this over here. Well, now if I run my simulation and I move this around, notice that this is actually moving the fluid in my scene like this. And the faster I do this, the more it's going to affect that fluid like this. So you can move this up and down, you can move this forward or back, right? So you can do a lot more with the forward or back in here if you want to do that. You could even, if you wanted to, you could kind of keyframe this, right? So let's say that we wanted this object to push the fluid and then move out of the scene, right? We could set up auto keying and click on play. And obviously this isn't like the ideal way of doing this, but you could set this up where you're keyframing the movement of that object, and notice how it's actually coming in here and it's creating that wave simulation in here based on the keyframing of the object. And so you can use this, and I don't necessarily want all those keyframes in there. That's not necessarily the way that I would do that. It's just kind of an interesting way you can do this, but you can use this in order to set up like wave simulations in Blender as well. And so then if you run this simulation, notice how this is going to give you a different kind of splash in here than we had before. But again, it simulates this really well. Now, one thing that I thought you might be able to do, and I at least haven't been able to get it to work, I don't think this means that it definitely won't work, but I tried adding a rigid body to this object and having it fall down, and I might even run the mass up a little bit, but it just kind of falls through the fluid. So at the moment, I'm not seeing a way to like drop things in here and make splashes using physics. I may be doing something wrong there, but it seems like if you wanted to do that, you would probably just kind of keyframe the movement over time, right? So like, for example, if you wanted to simulate this object falling, you would just keyframe this spot, and then down here, probably keyframe the spot, right? So you could just insert a location keyframe like this. I want to make sure that this location keyframe is accurate, but then see how you can kind of create something falling in here. It's just not really like a physics simulation, but that is definitely something you could do as well. All right, so leave a comment below. Let me know what you think about this add-on. For me, I'm super excited about how fast it is and how I don't have to wait for things to render a whole bunch in order to create these simulations. But I'll link to that on this page. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.